Oh, this is impossible.
What's going on?
I have to type up a report on a ruler from ancient times, but I can't think of any beyond King George and stuff.
Can it be on any ancient ruler?
Yeah?
Well, why not write about Mansa Musa?
What's a Musa?
Mansa Musa, the 14th century ruler of the African Empire of Mali?
Let me think.
No, just let me explain instead. Mansa Musa was the 10th emperor of the West African Empire of Mali.
Wait, Africa had empires?
Yes, believe it or not, it wasn't a country made up of nothing but tribes. Africa had many different kingdoms and rulers, all of which were both wealthy and powerful. Mansa Musa's specific empire was the Mali Empire, which rose to power after the fall of the Kingdom of Ghana.
So, how did he become the emperor of Mali?
I'm glad you asked. According to different accounts, one of which being a quote from Mansa Musa himself as written by an Arab scholar, Musa was appointed as deputy under King Abu Bakr II, who wanted to explore what was beyond the visible ocean of the African coast. Armed with 200 boats filled with gold, food, and soldiers, Bakr II set sail to explore. However, none of his ships ever returned, thus placing Musa as the emperor of Mali.
Oh, and what did he do as emperor?
Well, for starters, he noted that Mali was expanding in trade. As such, the empire needed to expand as well, and Mansa Musa recognized this, so he began working on using some of the kingdom's funds to expand his army. He had 100,000 troops and 10,000 cavalries, which was no small number in the 14th century. With this army, he was able to conquer 14 provinces and 24 cities. This made Mali so large that it would take you 4 months to travel from one end to the other. He also was known for spreading knowledge of Islam, as well as using some of his gold in order to create a university in Timbuktu.
Wait, Timbuktu is a real place?
Yes, Timbuktu was and still is a real place you can visit. It became so renowned for its many libraries and universities built by Mansa Musa that word even spread to Europe of this faraway famed town, thus giving us the expression, all the way at Timbuktu. But his biggest claim to fame is one famous voyage. In 1321, Mansa Musa, accompanied by a huge caravan of servants, soldiers, slaves, animals, and gold, made the pilgrimage to Mecca and became one of the first Muslim emperors of Africa to do so. And due to Mansa Musa's generous nature, he ended up giving away so much gold during his trip that towns on the path to Mecca and even Europe experienced a big drop of value on gold for years. When he finally made it to Mecca, he met Al-Shaili, an architect and poet, who Mansa Musa convinced to come back to Mali with and build Mecca mosques in. His generosity also helped fuel European interest in exploring Africa, seeing as how one of its rulers had so much gold to go around must have meant that the land wasn't just empty desert and forest.
Oh, wow! But what happened after that?
Well, Mansa Musa continued to rule, and under him Mali prospered. However, his rule couldn't last forever, and so around 1337, after 25 years of leadership, Mansa Musa died, leaving his son to become the next ruler, and a few more rulers later in 1415, Mali would fall. However, Mansa Musa's generosity, power, and want of knowledge had a lasting impression on the world. In fact, there still exists a library made by Mansa Musa to this very day that holds all sorts of ancient scriptures and scrolls of the time that you can read for yourself to see a picture of life in those times. So, do you think that's enough information to at least start your paper?
Oh yeah, totally!
Speaking of which, why do you need to write a paper on an ancient ruler? Last time I checked, you're not in a grade high enough to need to write reports.
Because the plot demanded me to be writing a paper.
Sometimes I wonder if we're on the same plane of thought.